Jack, great to see you, pal.
Yeah.
Just wanted to ask you a little bit about how much you're really looking forward to the Cup final. It's going to be a special day, of course, for you, for all the lads and all the fans, but how much you're revved up for it?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's a cup final. That's the games that you dream of playing, as a kid, and obviously for me, being an Aston Villa fan, hopefully leading my boyhood club out in a cup final, that'll be a first. Obviously, I've done it last year in the playoff final, but I think a cup final's a bit different to that. I can't wait for it, and all the lads are obviously looking forward to it.
Yeah. Now, come on, what do you remember about 1994 and 1996? I was lucky enough to be involved in 2 Villa finals and 2 that we won. But do you remember anything about that, or the family? Did they ever tell you anything about it?
No, I wouldn't remember anything about it myself.
It's a long time ago.
I remember, obviously, growing up as a kid, I had all the videotapes. Obviously, it weren't DVDs back then. All the videotapes of, all the seasons, whether it was 95, 96, 97. And I used to watch all of them. But obviously, the Tranmere game sticks out.
Yeah.
I'm sure, obviously, that sticks out for you as well.
It did, because I mean that was amazing. We were 3-1 down after the first leg at Tranmere.
Yeah.
Could easily have been 4-1. I think John Aldridge hit both posts with a chance to go 4-1. Considering they were in the league below us at the time, and we weren't having the best time in the league. And then we came back to Villa Park, obviously, and it was absolutely. I remember it being packed to the rafters, like more than normal. Absolutely rammed. Everyone was jammed in there, and what a day that was. And it reminded me when I saw the game against Leicester for you boys, and how you was all going crazy at the end. It's just such an amazing feeling, isn't it, when you finally sort of got over the line.
Obviously, I think we were probably underdogs though going into that game, whereas you
probably... Oh, we were expected to.
Yeah. So obviously coming back to Villa Park, at 1 each, it was obviously a massive game, but I think I certainly know anyway that when you bring a team back to Villa Park, anything can happen if you have the crowd behind you. I think it was the perfect night for it, like under the lights and stuff. And when Trez obviously scored in the last minute, it was unbelievable. And obviously the scenes after the game and stuff. And yeah, just going to Wembley now and playing. Obviously it'll be my 5th time playing there, so I'm lucky. Like I says, some people don't get to play there at all. And obviously I'm only 24, and this will be my 5th time playing there. So
you're right.
And I think they're the games, for me especially, that I'll just love playing, and everyone's watching. At Wembley, the big stage. So I think it's down to us to perform, and I'll be up for it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the club have got a bit of a tradition in these cup competitions, and probably for a lot of the lads in the dressing room now, of course, coming from all 4 corners of the globe, they won't be perhaps aware of that quite so much. So how have they been over the last couple of weeks since you finally got there? How much have they sort of took it on board yet? How big it is?
Yeah, I think so, because it's Wembley. I think, like you says, most of the lads wouldn't have played there. Obviously, I think from the playoff final last year, there was only me, Tyrone, John McGinn, Neil. There weren't a lot of us, probably just a handful of us. We try and tell them what it's going to be like, what it's about and stuff. It always touches me before the game when you're driving up to Wembley, and you're going past like the pubs and stuff, and all the Villa fans,
fans everywhere.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, and obviously, if anyhow I could get my hands on that trophy at the end, it'd obviously be.
Well, I think you can, Jack. I genuinely think you can. It ain't going to be easy. Do you know, in '94, when we beat Man United, we were, as I said, having a pretty ordinary time in the league. Weren't playing that well. Confidence wasn't where it should be. United were flying, as they were in that period. And I don't know, you get a bit of a feel for something. Sometimes just even building up to the game, there was just a little bit of a feel amongst the boys that we can do this.
Yeah.
We can. And look, you know how good City are. They are.
We've had 2. I think we've been beat by them 6-1. I think.
Yeah.
No, 9-1. I know. Like if you put the 2 games together, but
It's not going to be. It's not going to be easy, and everything has to click and everything has to work on the day. But it genuinely can. It can.
Yeah, no, that's the way we see it. You know, it's a one-off game, and if you look at our performances, you know, against the so-called top six this season, you know, we've been in all them games. You know, Spurs, Arsenal. You know, we've been in all of them games. We went to United, drew there. Chelsea, we just got nipped, and then obviously City away. You know, it was 0-0 at half time.
Yep.
So we'll obviously be going into the game, you know, full of confidence. We know that we can cause teams problems if we play the way we can, and you know, like you says, cup final day, it's just a one-off game, and anything can happen. You know, it's just 90 minutes. So obviously we're all looking forward to it, and hopefully we can perform on the day.
How tough is it in there when you're mixing it with De Bruyne and Silva and those boys? How tough is that?
Yeah, it's obviously tough, you know, but I'm half starstruck when I play against Kevin De Bruyne, because he's my favourite player ever. I think he's unbelievable. I think he is incredible, easily the best player in the Premier League at the moment, and he's someone that I personally obviously look up to at the moment, and try and base my game on him a little bit. Not base my game on him, but you know, try and take stuff from his game and try and you know, put that into mine. But obviously, yeah, you know, going up against them, it's obviously always going to be tough. But you know, like I said before, it's just a one-off game, and you know, fingers crossed on the day, it goes our way. Yeah,
certainly. But one thing you'll have, for sure, you know that the Villa fans on the day will be unbelievable. I mean, and they really are. And again, I've very rarely looked back at. I don't know why. I think most guys, when they finish playing, and I've been finished now 20 years, long time, but you don't sort of look back really at too much stuff from years gone by. Your kids do, and grandchildren do, but what I have seen of those games when my youngest son has watched them has been like, the fans were just unbelievable, and I genuinely have more recollection of the supporters, as you mentioned, on the way to Wembley. And then when you've won, coming out of Wembley as well, all you could see everywhere is just claret and blue everywhere, you know.
So what was it like for you lifting it?
Fantastic. It was an amazing experience. I mean, in '94, it was we weren't really expecting, to be honest, to win, but we did. We turned up on the day, and Big Ron changed the team a little bit, and we scored goals as ever at important times.
Who was the '94 against?
So that was United.
United.
That was United, yeah, Man United.
Did they have the green and yellow kit on?
That was,
or not? That might be a random question.
That is a random. And for
who scored?
An old man, Jack, you're testing me there. I can't even remember. So Dean Saunders scored, and Dalian scored. In fact, I think Dean got a couple. Dalian got the first one. Clever little ball, and from Dean flicked through to him, and he knocked it in. That was. Yeah, so again, you score first in a big game like that against teams that are in form and better than you. If you can nick one first, all of a sudden, dynamic changes, mate. So completely. In '96, we were now a really good team, strong team, doing really well in the league. You know, we were like in the top four pretty much all the season. We were in an FA Cup semi-final. We had that coming up, so we had the League Cup final as well, and we were against Leeds that weren't quite where they were, but they still had Gary Mack and Gary Speed, God bless him, good players, you know, playing in there. And we played really well on the day. Tail scored, Yorkie scored, and Savo.
I remember that one. Was that a banger?
Absolute belter.
I remember that one.
It was a cracker. It was a really, really good goal. And Savo, to be fair, was a talented boy. He weren't totally best suited for Premier League football, but he was a very talented lad.
He had some left foot.
And he had a wicked left foot, and he scored an absolute corker. Yeah. You know. And again, it's like you score first on those big days, and it can go your way.
That's what you'd probably know yourself. That's what, you know, when you finish your career, that's what you want to look back on. You know, you want to have medals, you want to have lifted trophies and stuff. And like I said, sometimes, you know, I pinch myself still that I'm captain of Aston Villa at the age of 24 in the Premier League. And obviously to walk up them steps last year, it was obviously a dream come true to get this club back to the Premier League. But to do it and give the fans something, you know, something to cheer about after probably a tough 3 or 4 years. I think it'd be brilliant for the club. And obviously, I've played in the FA Cup final before. You know, we took a bit of a battering off Arsenal. But like you says, even that day, you know, they hadn't scored to the 40th minute, and the game was like, you know,
it's in the balance, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, as soon as they obviously scored the first, you know, the game changed a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was still a good experience for me, and that's why, you know, I'm only 24, but I still feel like an experienced player, and I still feel like I can speak to some of the lads, you know, in there that haven't been at Wembley before.
Correct.
Because I've been there a few times and played in a few finals.
Yeah. Well, listen, look, I mean, I wish you the absolute very, very best of luck, you and all the boys. I genuinely feel that you've got ability in your camp to beat them on any given day. You can do it. Everything's going to have to go right. Of course it is. You know that, and the gaffer knows that. You got to play well, mate. You're not going to beat them without playing well. But if you do, and you score first, anything can happen. I wish you all the luck in the world, mate.
Yeah, no, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Cheers, Andy.
Good to see you, pal. Good luck.